Well, a note for our audience about our next story on CBC that the following interview is going to contain details that might be upsetting or disturbing for some listeners. So just take care while listening. But it's important to know what happened at the Manitoba Developmental Centre, or the MDC in Portage la Prairie. You might know from the news that it closed its doors permanently earlier this month. The centre opened in 1890. It was first called the Home for Incurables. It was a residence for people with intellectual disabilities, and the push to close the centre came as people all across in conditions which some disability advocates described as isolating and inhumane. A former resident, in fact, led a class action lawsuit against the centre. It was settled last year. The lawsuit claimed residents endured physical abuse, sexual assault, starvation, and segregation. My next guest is here to talk about what he lived with at the MDC. His name is Sean Travers. He lived there from 1992 until 1998. He wants to share what he experienced to make sure that what happened to him is on record, but also that this never happens again. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, Marcy.
Thank you so much for talking with me today. I really appreciate it.
You too. Now, before I begin, my name is Sean Travers, and I was one of the residents at the now closed Manitoba Developmental Centre from 1992 to 1998. And I had to tell you this. I warned that what I might tell you might be disturbing to you, so let's let it out.
Yeah. Why do you want to let it out?
Because I don't want other people to experience the same thing that I did.
How old were you when you first went there in 1992, Sean?
I was 18 years old.
So just for your living space to start with, because I was never in there, what was your bedroom like? Like, did you have any privacy?
Not at all. When first I went to South Grove Pineview, and then there was 6 people into a room, and there was three people or 4 people into a different room, and
in like an open space, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you have a bathroom?
Yeah, we had to share a bathroom, and you had to share a shower room, and you have no privacy, and the staff had to. And it was on a male ward, and there's some female staff were working on the ward too. It bothered me so much.
You mentioned to our producer that some really awful things happened to you there when staff would punish you. What would they punish you for?
They would punish me if I was doing something bad, and they put me in seclusion and lock the door. And before they put you in seclusion, I hate to tell you this, but they stripped you naked.
How many times did this happen to you?
A few times.
For what kinds of things were they punishing you for? What did they tell you?
For not listening to them. I was in the seclusion overnight because I didn't want to go to bed or something like that.
So something that simple would end up having you in seclusion?
Yeah.
They strip you naked before they did this to you.
I'm still traumatized. I'm still traumatized by it. I keep having these thoughts of what happened to me at MDC.
I said in the introduction that some people there, at MDC, were sexually abused.
Yes, that's happened to me by a man. He used to have sex with me, and didn't like it, but he forced me to have sex with him.
Where would you be when this would happen?
In the bedroom.
And would it be in the open bedroom where others were all around in the living place?
Yeah.
How often did this happen to you?
A few times. I didn't want to tell staff because if I told staff that I might be, reprimand or something. and they probably won't believe me.
So the person that did this to you who were they? Were they a staff member or another resident?
Another resident.
So you never told staff what happened to you
No.
because you feared that you would be in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you stay strong, living there and going through all of what you've been talking about here, Sean?
I just think about one gentleman named David Wimley. He's the one that got the lettuce settlement for $17 million.
He's the one that started this,
Yeah.
started bringing this into the open.
Yeah.
Yep. So when you think about him, that keeps you strong.
Yeah.
Do you remember the day that you finally found out that you'd be able to move out of that place?
In 1998.
Yeah.
Got to live on my own sooner or later. That was almost 29 years ago I left MDC.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've been supported by New Directions ever since. And I've been going to a day services program with Angela and staff.
This is your support worker, Angela. Yeah.
Yeah.
So your change in living conditions helped you immediately improve your life?
Yeah.
You live in supported independent living now.
Yeah.
You said New Directions, right?
Yeah.
Who lives with you in New Directions? Like where you live now, what's it like?
I live by myself independently.
Okay. In like an independent apartment space? Or,
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you like about that?
It feels like home is better than being at the MDC.
So you have your independence there.
Yeah.
And what's your relationship with your support workers like now?
I got a really good relationship with my support workers, including Angela.
Mm-hmm. How important is independence to you, Sean?
Very important because I can get to do the things I want that I couldn't do when I was in MDC, like go to a day program and go outings and go to work experience and stuff.
And when you're making those, are you able to make those choices for yourself about what you want to do? Do you have a say in your life?
Yeah, and Angela is very supportive.
Do you live on a schedule still, or do you have full freedom to go to bed when you want? Or
Yeah, I go to bed whenever I want instead of going to bed at 10 o'clock at night or getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning.
yeah,
Like at 7 o'clock in the morning, the staff would come in your room and turn on the light and say, "Get out of bed!"
at MDC,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then when the 10 o'clock comes, they say, "Okay, time for bed. It's 10 o'clock. Time for bed. Turn the lights off."
So you were on a strict schedule there, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I ask you something really sensitive that I don't know the answer to?
Sure. Just let your listeners know.
Okay, because I know that I've read some of the material, like from some of the accounts from others about MDC. Were you ever restrained there, Sean?
Yes, I was restrained.
How did they do that?
They have they would push me down on the floor and then kneel on their knees and hold me down.
What was your first thought when you heard that no one would ever have to live at the Manitoba Developmental Centre again?
I felt happy. It felt great, and felt relief, and I hopefully everybody that used to live there can do whatever they want because it's their life, right?
It is their life. It's your life.
Yeah.
Why is it important for you that Manitobans know what happened there? Even though obviously it's so painful to talk about. You can hear that in your voice today.
I just wanted to let Manitobans know that nobody with a disability should be ever locked up in an institution again. And I thank Rochelle Squires and Nahani Fontaine and Heather Stevenson for the apology. And I think everybody knows who Heather was, right?
Yeah, the former premier, yeah.
Yeah.
What did that mean to you, those apologies?
It felt nice. It felt good.
What do you hope to do now? Now that you talked about your living conditions and where you live now, and what do you dream about doing for the rest of your Sean days?
Well, I'm not sure, but I think I might have to take some time off from work and enjoy this nice Christmas break that's coming up.
What kind of work are you doing now?
Mondays I work in the canteen that we have at program, selling stuff.
You've been really amazing to talk to, Sean.
Thank you, Marcy. I just like to say thank you to CBC for allowing me to have this interview.
You are very welcome. Thank you very much for shedding light on something that is really, really awful, Sean. Obviously, it's horrific, but this will go a long way to really help people and make sure hopefully this doesn't happen again to anyone else in our province.
Yeah.
I'm grateful. It's nice to see you.
You too.
That's Sean Travers. We had a lengthy conversation on Friday. You heard the portion of it there. He was speaking to us about his experience living at the Manitoba Developmental Centre. He was just a teenager when he started living there. Sean is also involved in a project, by the way. They're working to preserve some artifacts from the MDC so the story is never lost. That's part of the $17 million settlement agreement against the centre. That's the lawsuit settled last year. If you want to read more about the history and the closure this month of the Manitoba Developmental Centre in Portage la Prairie, please read the story at our website. And thanks again to Sean for being with us. But the website, cbc.ca/Manitoba.